A lot of people blame their genetics or their exercise selection for slow muscle growth. But honestly, most people are just performing good exercises badly. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the most commonly butchered push exercises, small tweaks that make them way more effective, and how to program them so they actually recover well. One of the most common mistakes I see with the barbell bench press is pressing straight up and down. That might feel natural, but it actually shifts more load onto your front delts. It makes the lift harder than it needs to be. Think about it like this. If this was your max weight, would it be easier to hold it with your arms slightly forward or stacked directly over your joints? Exactly. Instead, the bar should move in a slight arc, both on the way down and the way up. The simplest cue, keep your forearms perpendicular to the ground the entire time. This naturally puts more tension on the pecs, the muscles you're actually trying to grow, and less on the front delts. And once you fix this, you'll probably notice the weight moves easier almost immediately. For programming, you don't need a ton of volume here. About 3 to 4 hard sets is plenty, since this already hits the chest and shoulders heavily. Stick mostly in the 4 to 12 rep range, occasionally pushing higher. Then save your higher rep work for dumbbells, push-ups, and especially flies. I see pec flies butchered all the time. There's a fine line between a fly and a press. Most people turn it into a press. The difference comes with your elbow bend. Too much bend, you shift tension away from the pecs. Too little, you put unnecessary stress on the joint, limit how much you can load. The sweet spot is about a slight, consistent bend, roughly 20 degrees, and keeping the angle locked in the entire rep. To do that, don't think about pushing the weight forward. Think about pulling it together, like you're hugging a wide tree. That cue keeps the momentum where it should be, around your body, not in front of it. And flies aren't about moving the most weight. They're about getting a deep stretch under control. Lower the weight slowly, about 3 to 4 seconds, pause briefly in the stretch, then bring it back together under control. Because low jumps are big here, progression is harder. So instead of chasing weight, focus on control and reps. 2 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 is more than enough. For cable lateral raises, 2 big mistakes here are poor setup and skipping the stretch. If the cable's set too low, you actually lose tension at the bottom, which is the most important part of the movement. You don't really get meaningful tension until halfway up, and by then, you're already missing out. Instead, set the cable around mid-forearm height. Then grab the post, lean away slightly, let your arm travel just a bit behind your body. A small adjustment gives you a much better loaded stretch on the mid-delts. From there, raise your arm out to the side, but don't just lift it. Think about reaching out or lightly checking something just a bit out of reach. That shifts tension away from the traps and directly onto the mid-delt. Keep your arm mostly straight, control the movement, and avoid swinging. For programming, 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps works great. And since these are done one arm at a time, they're more fatiguing than they look, I like pairing them with something like cable overhead tricep extensions. Now this one gets butchered for similar reasons: bad setup and a missed stretch. A lot of people set the cable too low, which turns the setup into some awkward half deadlift just to get into position. So instead, raise the cable high enough so you can get into a position smoothly and still feel tension at the bottom. From there, your torso angle matters. Leaning slightly forward increases tension in the stretch position, which is exactly what we want. Now here's the big one, range of motion. Most people cut the stretch short. You want to let your hands travel back as far as you can comfortably control. Those last few inches, that's where a lot of the growth stimulus comes from. The other mistake is letting the elbows flare out. That shifts tension away from the triceps and onto the shoulders. Instead, keep your elbows pointed forward as much as possible. It won't be perfect, especially as you fatigue, but that's the goal. Because of that, this exercise works best with moderate weight and control. 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps is perfect. Most people don't need better exercises, they just need to get more out of the ones they're already doing. If you clean up even a few of these, you'll feel the difference almost immediately. And over time, that's what actually drives growth. And if you want workouts that are built around this exact style of training, efficient, effective, and actually recoverable, I'll have more on that soon. If you're trying to make your fitness goals fit into your busy life, dial in your nutrition without overcomplicating it, make sure you're subscribed, because that's exactly what this channel is about. And I'll see you in the next one.